at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, realize you've only got 1 bar left on your battery? Okay? It's the worst feeling. It's like walking away from your purse and not remembering where you put it. It's the same feeling. Or your battery goes dead because of the heat of the summer sun, or you're in the middle of the winter and you've got someplace to go, you climb into your automobile, you turn the key and nothing happens. Well, I can help you with both of those. What do you do when you realize that your tire pressure is a little bit low? Maybe it's not your automobile, maybe it's on the wheelbarrow, or on the lawn tractor, or on the ATV. How about you want to blow up anything from a pool float without bursting that blood vessel on your own forehead from trying to blow it up with your mouth, to being able to blow up things like soccer balls and footballs and all the rest of it? Well, this product will do all that. It will jumpstart, the power to jumpstart alone, 4, 6, and 8 cylinder vehicles. That's also your lawnmower, your boat, your motorcycle. It'll inflate tires of any kind. It will recharge any portable device that charges with a USB port. So that's going to be everything from your headphones to your e-readers to your tablets to your gaming systems, your mobile phones, and it does all of it in the shape and the size of just about a VHS tape, if you are old enough to remember those. Here is the Abstract Apricot. That's a brand new design. There's our basic black. We have just a few of the botanical blue. There's the deep blush. That's the Neptune blue, and then we've got a really pretty platinum. So these are the new colors. They just came out in June. I will also say that you get an emergency tool with it, because if you are ever in an accident and a rollover, the only way you're ever going to get out of your seatbelt is to have a specialty cutter. You know, in the movies, they tear them. I don't care if you're an 800-pound gorilla, you're not tearing a seatbelt. That's 2,800 pounds of pressure. Same thing is true with breaking a windshield or a side window. In the movies, Chuck Norris just punches it. Nah, sorry, Chuck. By the way, he's been on the program with me before. You need something that'll break the window, and that will do it. I think this arrangement for Halo is one of the best they've ever done. Sarah Cotalesi, you probably don't have air conditioning in that garage. You must be sweltering. It's a hot day out there. How are you?
Great. Yeah, it's pretty warm out here. But Dan, you said it, this is a must-have. This truly does belong in every single car. We kind of joke like cars come with spare tires. Consider this the spare battery for your car, the spare air compressor for when you have that low tire pressure or that flat tire on your car. But it's also sheer convenience to be able to power your devices, inflate your bike tires whenever and wherever you need.
What it does is, to me, amazingly enough, this little box is just the avoidance of more than half of the frustration of owning a motor vehicle.
Right.
And the battery never goes dead when you go, hey, I got the day off, I've got all day to do nothing. It's always when you're en route to somewhere you have to be, or when that tire pressure light comes on. And by the way, this is why I want people to have it now. When we get into colder temperatures, the ambient temperature outside controls part of the air pressure inside of your tires. The warmer out it is, the higher the pressure. The colder it is, the lower the pressure. That's why that little light comes on in the winter. So having this nearby is quick, simple, and easy. But for jump starting a car, that's where these jumper cables come into. I think it's the most brilliant invention, because regular jumper cables, which haven't changed in 100 years, are dangerous. They're very intimidating. You need a second car, which means a good Samaritan. You got to hope that everything lines up. Right now, if your car is pulled nose end first into your garage, what if it was only a one-car garage? You couldn't get a second car in there to jumpstart it, even with jumper cables.
Dan, I have a 2-car garage and I still can't get another car in here if I needed to.
Yeah.
But I never even had jumper cables in my hand prior to the Halo Bolt, simply because there's nothing natural about jump starting your car. It's not like it's easy. It's not like it's without some anxiety, some stress. But what I love about Halo is that safety has always come first. So again, this is the Halo Bolt Air Plus. We also have a diagnostic tool in here that kind of answers the question, is my car battery not starting because it is a dead battery? So let me go ahead and show you that. But again, what I love about this, again, it's the sheer convenience of having the power truly at your fingertips. So my car is pulled in. It does not have a dead battery, but I do have a dead battery right here because I want to show you. Now, these are the jumper cables that we include. They're mini, they're spark free, and they're kind of intuitive as well. But you would connect red to red, black to black. And Dan, what you have on this LCD panel, I'm hoping that you can see that right there. This says 3.5 volts. Well, this is a 12-volt battery, so it definitely needs over 11 volts to be able to jumpstart it.
Yep.
Well, all I have to do is press one button. It's going to blink just like all of our other Halo bolts because it's going through the safety checks. Take a look at that same number right now. This delivered the power that you would need. It's over 12 volts now to be able to jump back in your car and turn it over. So it's really, really easy, and you saw how quick that was. But the reason I love this, why in my children's cars, my parents' cars, is because you cannot do this wrong. And I think right here, this is the feature that's worth its weight in gold. So I'm going to purposely connect red, or let me turn this off. I'm going to connect black to red and red to black. And now I'm going to press the jump start button. Well, hopefully you can see that it's flashing red.
Yeah.
And here on the display is letting me know that something's wrong. This display is amazing because it kind of gives you the health of the bolt itself. But for that feature alone, I absolutely love it. But again, we're not going to stop there when it comes to the safety features as well. So I love what you were saying that, regardless of whether it is, the summer's heat or the winter's cold, that flux in temperature can affect other, the pressure on your tires. But again, I never even had success at my local convenience store to be able to inflate. I always ended up deflating in the process. But what I'm going to do is I connected this. Just say I got a low tire pressure warning on here. I'm going to hit the air button, and it's instantly going to read 33 PSI. Well, Dan, I know that this tire needs over 35. So I'm going to hit the plus button. I'm going to hit it once, and there I'm at 35. Yep. I'm going to press air, and then I'm going to walk away because this is going to easily shut itself off when it's reached the desired PSI. I cannot overinflate. So no worries, I'm going to walk away, and it's going to kind of take care of itself, which I love. Again, it could be your sport bikes. It's going to inflate up to 100 PSI. Basketballs, soccer balls, pool floats. But more importantly, it's going to keep you on the road. And again, the convenience of being able to take care of all these kind of maintenance issues, but it's also a safety issue too. And there you go. It shut itself off. It reached that the 35 PSI, and I didn't have to worry about it. But even though it's hot in here, I didn't have to drive on a flat tire.
Yep.
I didn't have to wait in line in hopes that my local pump would work. And I did it correctly. I know exactly 35 is where it should be, and it took care of itself.
And it does it in a way where you are self-reliant. You're not counting on another good Samaritan. You're not counting on another individual or a stranger. And this unit is rechargeable over and over and over again. Sarah, once I charge this up at home, how long can I leave it in my car and have full faith that it's going to be able to jumpstart my automobile or help me with the tire pressure?
Yeah, well, what's great about it is it's going to hold its charge for well over a year. But just like the change of seasons, we ask if this is being stored inside your car. You can keep it from -5 to 120 degrees in the car. Every season, go ahead and test it. And how you would do that is hit that center button right here, and it reads out, lets you know exactly how much power is in your Halo. So it's great. It's going to be there when you need it. But having that stay charged for over a year is incredible because when you need it, it's going to be there. But Dan, we also have on this side a super bright LED floodlight, room-filling light should you need it. So I love that we're presenting this now. September happens to be National Preparedness Month. And the whole idea behind that month is take action now.
Yep.
So you're prepared during and then after an event. So if you know, or even if you've never had a dead car battery before, God bless you, but it's going to happen. And let's just hope that, you have the tools when you need it most. You don't want to have to wait and say, oh, I wish I had it, when you have that tool directly in your hand.
Yeah, it is such a simple device, and it works so well. Now, the air compressor is a little noisy, but that means it's powerful, and that's how you jump start your automobile with the red and the black, and it happens in a matter of just a few moments, and you're self-contained. Ta-da. I had to pump up my football.
But you can manually do that as well, which is really nice. You can set the desired PSI, Dan, or you could also just kind of feel it. Like, like my son always just inflated the soccer balls based on feel, not a particular number. But we have that integrated air pump for you, plus an extension hose to give you the space that you need to be able to safely and correctly inflate your tires.
Yeah.
Now, we're talking to somebody again. I never had success at my local store. I always deflated and was in more of a mess than I started. But, my kids grew up with sports. So we always had, that silly little hand pump that took hours,
Oh, yeah.
it seemed, to be able to, inflate those to the needed PSI. But again, this is the most powerful jump starter that we have, but it's also powerful on the everyday side. So remember, Halo's all about portable power. In the event of an emergency or sheer convenience of sitting on your couch, Dan, you can actually charge an iPad Air. That's a full-size tablet.
Yep.
Just over 8.5 hours. How about an iPhone XS? How about adding 81 hours of talk time on the Apple side? But on the Samsung side, you can expect upwards of 132 hours of additional talk time to your Samsung Galaxy S10. But then you get to recharge it, and we give you 2 ways to charge, either in a wall, or you still have a power outage at home and you have to recharge your Halo. We included the car charger for you as well. But Dan, look at this one. Again, the most powerful that we have. You can jumpstart a standard car 217 times on a single charge. An SUV up to 96 times. And what I think is amazing is when I hear the hosts and they send me texts and they, give me a call letting me know that their, Halo Bolt saved them.
Yeah.
I just received a video from one of my dear friends up in New York. They're on a lake up in New York, and they used the Halo to jumpstart their boat that had their entire family member on the boat with them.
Yeah.
They had no one to call, even if they needed help.
So it
but
saved the
again, we
vacation.
include everything for you.
Yeah, it's an amazing piece of equipment.
Yeah.
And I want to point out, there really is nothing like this in the marketplace. I really want to brag on the Bolt folks. I had the pleasure, we're going back almost 2 years ago when we still had people in our green rooms, but I met a whole series of the engineers for Bolt, and I was surprised at how young and brilliant they were. Most car starters, or battery jump boxes as they're called, are nothing more than smaller versions of automobile batteries. Now, this uses a technology that actually charges the battery in a fraction of a second. So you have zero damage to the battery. Everything is electronics nowadays, right? It's safer, it's easier, and it just doesn't fail you. Now, we've got brand new colors for you that just came in. Just came in July. Here's the basic black. But then we also have the abstract apricot. That's pretty cool. I like that one.
It's gorgeous.
We have botanical blue. We have deep blush, and that's been the most popular. Neptune blue. We have platinum, and then the black that's in front of me. Now, this will be going up in price. If purchased separately, this would be $173 and change. That Halo emergency tool that we don't spend a lot of time talking about, Sarah, I still think is important. If you're ever in a rollover accident, your own body weight will prevent the seatbelt from unraveling. You'll never tear your way out of that. Only in the movies can they do that. So here's a designated seatbelt cutter. You then also have a glass break, and there's a titanium tip right here at the end, and enough weight on this thing where you can break that glass. And I like that that's now being added into it. You get them both. It's not too early in any stretch of the imagination to be thinking about holiday gifts. Sarah, thanks for giving up a little bit of your weekend. I so appreciate you. Be well.
Thank you. I appreciate you too. Thanks for having me, Dan. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. If you missed the Dynamo Cyclone, here it is again really quickly. The gentleman who created this had